Welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
the Tyler Hymanson.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
the Tyler Hymanson.
The.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back, following Death's Design here on the podcast yet again as we talk about The Final Destination.
4.
The one where they, the one where they got too scared about having a high number on the
That's right.
on the title and decided this is the end.
But the HBO Max thing has a 4 in it. But obviously that was made way later.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really funny. Yeah. When they put out the box set or something, it's got a number in there. Actually, my box set does not have a number. But anyways, thanks for being here. We hope you guys have enjoying our coverage of Final Destination series as we lead up to the 6th film,
It's all
Final
connected.
Destination Bloodlines.
Nice.
Which I saw the big news that it's Tony Todd's final
I
performance
did
on
see
screen.
that, yes.
Yeah. I assume Jamie Kennedy is going to show up.
Oh, we can hope.
Oh, God, no.
Such a stupid joke.
Please no.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for being here, everyone. Before we get too far into things, Eliz, where can people reach out?
Please email us at sequelrights@gmail.com. Justin and I read all the emails that come to that
We do.
address. And you can also reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review wherever you're listening. 5 stars goes a long way to help other people find the podcast. If you've already done so, share out some of your favorite old episodes. We're still very much in a horror kick. There is a deep, deep well of horror films that we've covered. I'll recommend Scream this week because we have another Scream movie coming out next year.
And apparently everyone's going to freaking be in it.
Everyone's going to be in
I know,
it. So
it
you
sounds
got to
like
get current.
Sounds like the ultimate sequel, so you better get
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to Prepare for Scream 7. Is it Scream 7? I think that's right.
Maybe.
I don't know. Scream
The
whatever.
next Scream. The Scream.
The Scream. My phone. Sorry about that. Oh, gosh. We're doing it live. Okay, anyways, thanks for being here. Why don't we get into it right now with the conversation of The Final Destination?
We have to get out of here. We're all gonna die, all right? There's gonna be a crash.
Have you lost your mind? You saw it before it actually happened. We're alive, and so are a lot of other people.
I keep having these visions. I see how the next person was gonna die.
What do you mean, the next person?
Survivors in the accident.
What if we weren't meant to survive? What's gonna happen to us?
I think we can stop it.
Oh, my God, look out! It's a race car! Oh, God. All right. This one, The Final Destination, also known as Final Destination 4, came out in 2009, and it's directed by David R. Ellis. We've been having kind of a funny flip back and forth. We got James Wong, David R. Ellis, then James Wong again, and James Wong was supposed to direct this one too, but had to drop out. And now David Ellis is back, who directed the second one.
Yeah, according to the IMDb trivia, that's one of the only times that's happened, like back and forth 4 times. Like,
Oh, yeah.
4 movies, in a franchise.
Yeah, they did. They couldn't quite do it on Star Wars, but they tried.
They're playing a game of franchise tennis.
That's right.
This is also a writer's strike movie.
Oh.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's also a 3D movie.
Oh, well, yes, also, which awful that they waited until the 4th one to do 3D. That's
Holy
just
shit.
horrible. But yeah, apparently it was like a big deal, and they used the Avatar cameras, and I don't even know.
What?
The same cameras as Avatar, yeah. And it was the first time that they were used on location rather than in a soundstage.
What?
I don't know. This is all fake, maybe, because this is from IMDb, but...
The film has the tagline, 2 taglines. I think.
Oh, yeah.
First one is rest in pieces.
Stereo taglines.
Yeah, rest in pieces. Second tagline is death saved the best for 3D.
That would have been so much better if it was the third
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
I gotta say, okay, did any of you guys see this in theaters?
I did not.
No. I'm 100% sure I did.
Really?
And I have to say,
Were you already in LA at this point?
I looked that up, and I think I probably was.
Okay.
Because it's August.
Must have been like your very first year, if you were.
Oh yeah, it was my first year.
I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, you said it was a writer's strike, and I was like, oh shit, like I was working in the industry at this time.
Right.
It was August 28th, 2009, and I think
Jesus.
I got out here. It was either right before I came out, or I can't remember, to be honest.
I was working for the Cartoon Network.
You were probably like, oh my God, movies are so expensive.
Yeah, I know. I probably
It's not $5.
Yeah, I probably saw it either at the Pacific Theaters in the Paseo or
Yes.
over at the Santa.
I was going to say it
AMC.
was when the Paseo was still the Pacific Theaters.
Yes.
Before it became the ArcLight, and now it is a Regal.
Yeah,
Lame.
I 100% saw this in 3D because I also. I'm pretty sure I did because I remember thinking like that the movie was bad, but the 3D made it kind of cool.
Okay.
And now when you watch it afterwards, it just is bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, apparently the guy turned in the script at 11:59 p.m. like right before the writer's strike, and then of course they couldn't make any changes after that. And also, spoilers, but sadly Tony Todd is not in this one at all because he had a conflict with Transformers, the same one that also got affected by the writer's strike, I guess. So,
Oh, that's a bummer.
yeah. Which
Yeah.
I don't even remember him being in that movie. And we saw all the Transformers.
Right. He must have done a voice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I'm just going to put everyone set the scene. I was looking up the top 10 box office movies of 2009.
Oh, no.
And there's sequel news in here. So I think that's why I'm putting this down. Number 1, Avatar. This is the Avatar year,
Right.
as aforementioned.
Maybe like
Number
WALL-E?
2, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Number
That's the
3,
one, yeah.
Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, Twilight Saga, New Moon,
Ooh, oh. Justin.
The Hangover, Star Trek, The Blind Side, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel,
Ooh.
and then Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, my God.
Well, this movie was the number 1 movie the weekend it came out.
Oh my God.
Apparently the only Final Destination one to achieve that.
So far.
And that My Bloody Valentine 3D movie came out this year.
Okay, that one was good. That's a good 3D one.
right.
That's a good one.
So yeah, we're at a NASCAR situation.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this one starts out with the ever relatable NASCAR.
Have you ever been to a NASCAR?
No.
Have you?
The Boy Scouts, as a fundraiser in Las Vegas, sold liquor. Like we helped like stage the beers for NASCAR.
That's not liquor, but okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
you
I
have been there.
never saw the race. I
Oh, you didn't see the race.
I was out in a shack outside.
Oh my God.
Slinging
Oh, so you
beers.
would have survived probably.
Yeah.
See, this is why this is why the Girl Scouts are better than the Boy Scouts or whatever the hell they're called.
Like
now,
one of the
Scouts.
many reasons. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have also never been to a NASCAR or anything of any type, even though cars are apparently a big part of my professional life now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So this one, it's like,
Lightning
yeah,
McQueen.
we've got these 4 friends that are like, for the first time kind of like ambiguously like, I was like, are they supposed to be high schoolers? But then it's like, oh, they're in
No,
bed
they live
together,
together.
and they're like a couple for real. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is the first time we see characters in bed together, I think. And
Not tanning beds.
that's true. Oh, that's true. Good point.
Yeah. Two separate tanning beds. Very I Love Lucy. No.
But it was a little odd, I think. And they're all just, they're at the racetrack. The main dude Nick starts being like, "Whoa, what's going on here? The how old is this place? Look at these cracks. Oh, I'm noticing weird things."
Yeah, which that's relatable anytime you've been in some sort of old building or bleacher situation.
Sure.
Bleachers are very horrifying in general.
I do like here. Yeah. Yes. Bleachers can be terrifying. I do think that it does have the crowd panic, which I think is a real thing that people should be scared of.
Yeah.
I think the one trample death that happens in this
Right.
is actually not as brutal as it probably
She
should
doesn't
be.
actually die from trampling.
Yeah.
She gets hit with an engine.
I have yeah, she does get hit with an engine. Which is again a retread of another death in a previous Final
But
Destination
yes,
movie.
crowds and trampling. I mean, I was thinking about Pit Fest. Not gonna lie, Pit Fest. Gotta watch out for Pit Fest. But yeah.
Is that when everyone's gathering to watch The Pit?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
much.
It literally is.
Pretty much. Spoilers for the.
So yeah, I have to give this movie credit because in like the very first shot, you see the friends, and there is a guy sitting behind them with a huge swastika on his arm, and I was like, I bet that's not even part of the movie. It was just one of the actors.
Yeah.
It was just an extra who had a huge swastika on his arm, and then I was like, wait, but like this is probably filmed in Canada, which it actually isn't, but I assumed it was.
Yeah.
And so I was like, are there Canadian Nazis?
Sure.
So then I started Googling, are there Canadian Nazis? And found there actually are some, but apparently they're almost gone now. But yeah, then I found out later that it obviously wasn't filmed in Canada and that this was actually a part of the story. So I
It's
was
a
like,
guy.
wow, movie. Okay. All right. Extras casting. You actually didn't screw us up. I just thought that was a guy. I was like, oh, America.
Nope, that's a guy that we come to find. It's something that is kind of delightful about these movies, but not in this way, is that like they're trying to find people, like the whole thing is like a slow rubber band of pulling back between the death machine, you know, comes to get somebody. So you need to have people that are hateable, that you actually want to get excited as you see them potentially meet death. And I don't know if that's a good formula.
Yeah,
It was
I was
tough.
like,
It made it tough. Yeah.
this one was like, I felt like everyone sucked.
You
There
didn't
were-
care
there were-
about a single character at all
No.
in this one. And
Yeah.
actually, most
The
of them don't
security
even
guard
have
is good.
names in the credits.
The
like,
suddenly alcoholic security guard.
right. I mean, like, we care about him just because he's not white, honestly. That's
Yeah.
why I cared about him. But this is the first one to deal with race in any way at all, to even, like, mention, really.
And they did a great job with it.
I mean, you know, at least the Nazi guy died first, but you know, it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh my god.
Did the racist guy at the hospital die?
No.
who made fun of his Asian orderly or whatever?
Oh right, yes,
He didn't die. That guy didn't die.
Later.
Right, but honestly, like
Later.
that is, it's a macro, but that would be considered a microaggression that still happens like right away. That many people would be like, oh, I don't know if that's really racist or not. Whereas the guy with the giant swastika who's about to burn a cross on the guy, like
Yeah.
nobody can defend that
He was
guy.
whistling Dixie, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Only to be echoed later by a cell phone ringtone.
oh yeah.
Yeah, there are some things where that does the setup justify the payoff,
Right.
And I think that the answer for this movie across the board is no.
I just kind of felt like all the characters were shitheads, and no one. I was like, I don't
Sure.
care about anybody. Even
We
the
didn't
two,
know anything about them. Like you
Yeah.
said, we didn't even know if they were in high school, college, if they were
They
just young
are-
adults,
they
like
just
what their
are
deal
there.
was.
They just are there all of a
And
sudden.
most of them, other than like the four main characters and the security guard, none of them even have names in the credits. It's just literally like MILF, racist wife, mechanic's
that's-
wife,
yeah.
MILF's husband, and like
Milf's husband.
child number one and child number two.
Here's the
That's so
thing
fucked up,
that
yeah.
I have. Like, if I'm in a writer's room or I'm trying to write a Final Destination movie, and let's say, hey guys, let's write one right now. The two things that you know are going to happen is that there's the big death and the premonition. NASCAR race, fine. Is this one like?
For me, it's the
worst
least-
one.
least
It's
relatable of any.
Yeah, least interesting. And then you
I
have
don't
to
think
have
people are constantly like, "Oh my god, I'm
Well,
so scared of
apparently-
dying at a NASCAR."
Yeah, I mean, apparently this has only happened like one time.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
just
like at Le Mans or
don't
whatever,
think
which is not
it's-
even NASCAR.
I don't
but
think
yeah.
it's relatable. I'm sorry.
and then you need an excuse for all of them to meet up afterwards, right? And so this one chooses funeral afterwards, and it's just like you have two things that you know that have to happen in these movies, and they just chose the most forward, basic iterations of them. It feels very much, I mean, knowing that it's a writer's strike script, it's like first draft, last draft, get it out the door.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, fine.
So let's just talk about the deaths here that we get to see at the beginning and rank and start talking about which ones are semi-interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
And imagine every single thing we describe and talk about. Imagine it sticking towards you
In 3D.
In 3D,
Yes.
coming right
Well,
at your face.
I do have to say though that really early on is kind of revealed that we're getting a little bit more back to the idea of this like death design. supernatural intervention, like, you know, this oil can is knocked over and this thing is, you know, like, and we see the liquid being moved, you know, mysteriously again.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of going back to that, which they had pretty much abandoned almost completely in the last one. So that was good, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But why is that happening like before?
I know. Yeah. In the original, vision. But yeah, so basically one of the cars takes off with a screwdriver in it still.
Yeah, the screwdriver is still in it, and then it falls out on the track, and then it rips up someone's tire, and then
There's an oil spill, and
and then it's like fire crashing.
yeah.
Crashing car, like the thing that's weird about this one is too, it's like it's not, I just feel like it's not very dynamic. Like, yes, we eventually get into like the crowd running and stuff, but it's a lot of people sitting in a bleachers getting crushed all of a sudden, or like something hitting them in the face.
It's just debris from the crash.
Yeah, it's like it's not as dynamic as a moving roller coaster or a moving car on the freeway. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
okay.
logs.
So, like, honestly,
Logs.
before any of the deaths, though, we do get introduced to everybody. There's like a guy who is very chivalrous and moves because the girls can't see but past his cowboy hat. There's the racist guy. And then there's this family, the MILF, who the mother feels that it's too loud. And so she gives her sons tampons to put in their ears.
Tampons. She gets tampons. She puts them in her kids' ears.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes, she does.
I don't think this is a thing.
It's not effective. I can't imagine that it would be very effective.
Yeah, but
It's not necessarily gross because they're clean.
Yep.
But aren't they immediately like, haha, you guys look so stupid? Like the parents just laugh at them, right? I think they were doing
which I'm
it
like,
as
why do they even need to?
I thought they were just doing it as a joke to like make fun of their kids for some reason.
Maybe, but I mean, tampons sometimes are used for bloody nose, which, you know, whatever. But the main thing that I bumped up against for this one is that the guy tells his friend, like, oh, look at this lady, like what she's making her kids do. And the friend says, that's a lot. Go ahead.
That's a lot of tampons for one woman.
Which, first of all,
I have all the lines you're about to say.
I just gotta say, it's not. It's 4 tampons, 2 ears on each boy. Having 4 tampons in your purse when you are going to an all-day event is not very much.
Well, that just goes to show that guy doesn't know anything about ladies.
Right,
which
true.
is
I
clear
mean,
later on, too.
It's like, to be safe, you maybe, if you were gonna be gone all day, that could be a decent amount, you know? Like, but yeah, it's just like, what? Like, I don't know why he chose to say that. It's just so bizarre.
Because everyone says the dumbest thing.
The dumbest thing possible in this movie. Yeah, I think that's correct.
At all moments.
I also, this is another thing where like I've picked at this in the other movies and it just makes me so upset that the inciting incident for every single one of these fucking things of getting people out of death's way is some sort of fight. Like that, it's just violence and random American violence. I'm like, to this point, does it have to be the thing? Like that violence begets more violence. I'm reading more into it than it needs to. It's just lazy writing, but like every fucking time it's a fist fight. Like there has to be another reason why people get out of the way here.
Yeah.
But every time it's just like, ooh, like teens fighting.
Yeah.
Or racist man fighting.
Yes.
Okay, what? So somebody's head gets blown off first.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
tire hits the lady's head, just like it does after
Twice.
the premonition.
Yeah.
yeah.
The one lady almost gets trampled and then gets hit by a
Engine
an
block.
engine block. Some people,
Which makes no sense, by the
some
way.
people
get
get cut.
stabbed
Some
by,
people
like-
get cut in half.
Oh, okay.
They get completely cut in half by like a piece of metal or something.
Yep.
Some people, a bunch of people just get totally crushed by part of the roof.
And then there's a lot of like pieces of wooden bleacher that a lot of people get stabbed by.
The mechanic guy like goes whoa 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 and falls backwards and like the pole goes through his mouth and up towards your face like 3D.
Yeah.
And then I think there's people just die in an explosion.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up. Is that what happens?
Yeah, I guess.
Yep, I think so.
And then he's like, a cowboy's gonna sit right in front of us and she's gonna
tampon
put
ears.
tampons in
Yeah.
her ears.
And then he gets everybody out. But then the thing starts immediately because the lady gets hit by the tire right away. Like this, I think this is the fastest we've seen Death try to correct to the
hilarious. That's one of the
was she the
funniest
first
parts.
to die in this?
She was the first.
She was always the first to die. Yeah,
because I think a tire bounces off, and then an entire car comes and crushes a bunch of people too.
Yeah.
But she gets killed the same way in the premonition and afterwards.
Yeah,
so
which
it's
is
in
pretty
a different
good.
spot.
Pretty good.
It's like the tire. The tire comes all the way the fuck out of the stadium just to hit her.
It's not even safe. So you could have been killed in the
I
beer.
could have,
in
yes,
the beer
as a
hall.
Boy Scout.
true.
And my little kerchief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. I'm curious. Do you think that all of these people who had premonitions, do you feel like maybe the morning of they had some magic mind?
They might have.
And maybe that's what's causing the premonition?
I think so.
I think you can, if you were that focused, you have those premonitions. Sometimes when I take it, I feel like I have a premonition.
Magic Mind is really the death of brain fog.
That's
brain
right.
fog's final destination, you could say.
Yeah, you could say that like they take the magic mind in the morning and then they're cheating death with focus.
Yes. That's true.
And
That's
if you
how they have
guys-
the premonition.
One could say that.
If you guys are sitting here wondering what the heck is magic mind, well, let me tell you guys, it is an amazing little green drink that you can take in the morning. It's got all these amazing ingredients like ashwagandha, cordyceps, lion mane's mushroom, all this stuff that gives you increased focus throughout the day.
Yeah, it's like a mental performance shot. It's about the size of like a 5-hour energy, but not dangerous like those.
That's right. And you can take it in the
Not
morning.
sold at truck stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's sold at Erewhon and
That's
other
right.
fine retailers.
That's right.
But also online on their website where you can subscribe to receive your dose every month.
Yeah. And let me tell you guys right now, they have an exciting new product that is available on this website, on magicmind.com. They have gummies, you guys. Brand new gummies now. And I've been having these every morning, except for right now, because I'm going to have some right now live on the pod. I've been saving my supplement for
Yeah, this is the ASMR portion of the pod
I'm
where you
gonna
can
eat-
hear the bag
Crumple.
crumble.
It's
crumpling.
three gummies for an adult, per day.
Yeah, and actually, the gummies, unlike the shot, don't have any caffeine, so you can even share them with your kids ages 8 and up if you have them.
That's right. And each bag, it's like this really cool big bag, comes with 90 count of gummies.
90 gummies.
90 a 90 count of gummies.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, ages 17 plus, 3 gummies a day. Sorry, I'm enjoying them right now.
Yeah.
And if you take these gummies, you'll have a calm mind, clear focus, less stress, and it's crash-free, delicious taste, dependency-free, and the gummies are super easy to just pack and take anywhere.
Yeah, and they only have 30 calories so for the 3, so 10 per gummy.
10 per gummy.
And like Ely said, it's all the same ingredients as the original shot, minus the caffeine. So if you're looking for a caffeine-free moment to focus, Magic Mind has got you. And we have got you as well, because we have a special deal for you guys right now on the gummies specifically. If you go to magicmind.com/srightsgm, that's magicmind.com/srightsgm, you can use my code SRIGHTS25. That's SRIGHTS and the number 25 directly on their website to get 25% off the Magic Mind gummies right now. Don't miss out on these. They're great. I've been enjoying them every day. Getting focused during work. It's awesome. Go to the website, magicmind.com/srightsgm, and use our code SRIGHTS25 at checkout to get 25% off the Magic Mind gummies.
Yeah. And if you want to try the shot too, you can probably go back and look at some of our other episodes recently for other codes.
That's right. Use the Magic Mind like the characters in this movie so they stay alive and stay sharp and cheat death with focus. All right, back to the movie. Everyone's out except for the poor lady. With
Everyone's
the
out except for the poor lady. And
we got is this where we cut to an amazing opening credit
Yes,
sequence?
we got to talk about this.
Yes, we do.
So it's a cool look back in 3D at some of our favorite deaths from over the years.
It's actually a pretty fun title sequence.
Yes, but specifically mostly the deaths from this director's movie and a few from the other two.
Yeah. It's another sign that this was probably, they were thinking this was going to be the final one.
Yeah.
So here's kind of a recap of previous deaths in this cool kind of like X-ray CGI.
It looked
It looked great in 3D.
Okay. All right.
I was just kind of like, it was a fun trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, we've had other like opening credits things, and they've always been a little bit awkward. This one was like a full blown like, sequence was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a good title sequence, although it is not an aesthetic that continues on throughout the movie, and
Until the end.
I just have to talk about the style of the premonitions. They're a very specific style. They're a very specific bad CG style that is worse than what's happening in these title sequences. But not by much. It feels like that they're all horror themed animations from when you get like a strike at a bowling alley. Like it is bowling alley quality 3D.
Well, they also all have like this stupid etching of being like, it's here or it's coming or it's time or whatever. It's just dumb. Like it has nothing to do with anything. Like who wrote that?
I didn't understand that at all.
Well, it's etched into the table.
At the end.
At the end. Yeah, which is also dumb.
And they're all like, this is why 3D movies are so annoying, because if you don't see them in 3D, then you get these weird sequences like this where it's like clearly meant to be popping out and it just looks stupid and fake. And all the things that are supposed to be popping out in the movie all look really fakey and CG terrible. And it's just, it makes for not a good rewatch if you're not in theaters seeing it.
If you didn't buy one of those 3D TVs from 2011.
Ooh.
Or if you had a VR headset that lets you watch it in 3D, which some of them you can do that. Yeah. Tyler's right. They're terrible.
Yeah, no, yeah. It looks like ooh, I must be bowling good.
The first one is like, oh, the chain from the truck flies at you like, woo.
Whoa, yeah, and there's a horseshoe.
Yeah, and you're like, oh no. Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah, they're also very like, well, and so was Devon Sawa's, but they're also very not specific. Like how is that vision supposed to help them figure anything out? I don't know. But
it's still like missing the fun of the like, like characters seeing something in real life that's like, oh, what?
Yeah, and in this one too, the problem is this guy never really gets the order right. In all the other ones, they've really got the order down at some point and then are able to kind of figure it out. But this one is just like, he never, from the very beginning, had any grip on the order. Not even a little bit. So,
Yeah, so we get to our first not random death, and it's this racist who ends up setting himself on fire. I don't think that
it's not even that interesting.
I don't think we have to talk about it all that much. I don't think it's that effective. I don't think that it's that funny.
It's like,
I mean, it would have been funnier if he actually got the cross up and then something horrible happened. But it's like he didn't even get really that far.
There's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, okay, he's dead, and it doesn't, like, the death's not that elaborate.
It is funny to see racist people get killed.
I guess.
I was like, I thought it was funny. I mean, it was funny because like he's getting dragged behind his truck and then the truck blows up.
Yeah.
And then his head like lands in the yard and I'm like, was he close enough to the explosion for that time?
And the guy's just like, weird. I've seen that guy before.
Because the guy who's being targeted like has no idea.
He had no idea. He was just like sitting reading his Alcoholics Anonymous book.
He's reading the big book,
which I didn't even know it came in a book, to be honest.
The big book.
Yeah. That's the first death.
Yeah. At some point, I don't know. I wrote this down. I think maybe this was at the memorial service. When somebody calls the main character Dr. Xavier, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's how Dr. Xavier's powers work. He does not see future premonitions. He only reads people's minds and moves things around.
That's correct.
And locates mutants.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I know I haven't seen every X-Men thing, but I don't think that's the correct metaphor.
I mean, we'll see what happens in Doomsday, but yeah.
Oh, right. Fair, yeah. But yeah, he has never, ever seen the future.
Apologies if that's news for anyone who didn't watch Chair Day.
Chair Day. Is that what we're calling it?
I love Chair Day. That was fun.
Chair Day, yeah.
That was a good time.
Sure was. And then also at some point we get the Clear Rivers water sign.
Oh, God.
That's later on when they're like, don't go near any water.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought that was earlier. Okay.
Clear Rivers water. And also they're at the McKinnley. They're at the McKinnley Parkway or whatever. Yeah. Speedway.
Okay. So yeah, racist tow truck guy. That's the third death, I guess.
So the next
MILF.
Is this sequence is actually kind of fun.
Well, this is a good, like, you don't know what, I mean, I knew what was
So
going to happen.
she runs, is just a giant rude person.
Well, also, this movie has more fake outs than any before.
Yes.
Which can be fun.
I guess there were too many, in my opinion.
Yeah, so she's going to the salon because she has a girls' night, I guess. And she's late, and the salon's supposed to close in 10 minutes, but she needs to, like, dye her hair, which, like,
and get a pedicure, which just, like, gross.
Yeah.
First of all.
Like, this would have been, like, no, there's no way that this is being,
And she forced all the workers to stay late.
It's insane.
And specifically, the Asian lady was the one doing the pedicure, and the white lady was the one doing her hair.
And again,
the pedicure was really gross because they kept having like super close-up shots.
Yes,
like,
it's just generally gross.
I was like,
pedicures are just gross.
Why do we need to see this?
No, yeah.
And again, it's trying to make it okay. Like, you're trying to root for the, like, I can't wait for this person to get it. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. But we start to get, like, there's like, there's some hair gel on the floor. Like, like this.
The chair is leaky
the
or whatever.
Yeah, the chair
wobbly.
is bad. Yeah, also, like, why this salon has like a 1950s barbershop chair is funny. Why the
ceiling
hairspray
fan is loose.
Is loose.
Yeah.
The hairspray gets like sandwiched between the curling iron somehow.
The scene where the hairspray was moving, I was like, why is it moving like that? Is there a ghost? What's happening here?
Well, yeah, that's Death's design.
It's all Death's design, but apparently Death's design is a clumsy motherfucker because all of this is a red herring. Because the thing that happens is a glass bottle just gets kicked through a
rock.
A rock
It's
that
just
her
a rock.
son's through into
right.
the grass.
And she's like, I've got my eye on you too. And then it goes right through her eye.
Yeah, from like kicked out from a lawnmower.
And then my first immediate,
then that's it.
And then my immediate thought after that are like, are we gonna see the kids die?
Right. So I guess they must have not died in the accident.
I thought they got crushed by
I
it.
thought they would have, but
what
they
I
might
think
have
it is?
escaped.
I think it's a long death because the system eventually kills them.
Right. I think they ran away from the parents though faster, so maybe they made it out.
Maybe
in the racetrack.
That would be smart. I thought they got squished, but
yeah, let's just talk about them and do the very fast child star check-in.
Child star check-in, child star check-in, child star check-in. They're a child star, and we're checking in now.
So we haven't, in this franchise, we haven't been above killing, tweens or young adolescents.
Sometimes that's been the point.
Yeah. But these guys make it. They are brothers, both in the movie and in real life. Their names are Brendan and William Aguilard. It would be my instinct to pronounce this Aguilard, but they're from Louisiana, so it's probably Aguilard.
Yeah.
And so Brendan, who may have been the older one, I'm not quite sure. But anyways, he was in 4 movies total, including a Billy Zane action movie called Enemies Among Us. Billy Zane.
Okay.
And then William did not act elsewhere, as far as I know. And I believe he is in real estate now, I think. And for some reason on IMDb, the only fact about him, other than that he was in this movie, is that his nickname is the Duck Slayer.
What?
Why? How? Who knows?
This guy kills ducks.
He's a duck slayer, apparently. Enough so that somebody felt the need to put it on IMDb.
Does he have a good track record against the University of Oregon?
I mean, maybe. But I just don't know. Anyway, these other people are not child stars, but I wanted to talk about some of their acting credits because I thought it was funny. So in this scene, the salon receptionist, It was really bothering me because I was like,
She's
she
the
looks so
yeah,
familiar.
She's the only other person I recognize.
Right, and so she is the receptionist, famously in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Francesca.
Oh, yes.
And her name is Tina Parker.
That's right.
So she's been in other things too,
She's
but
great.
yeah,
She's
like
great.
she was in a lot of those episodes for sure.
Yeah.
And then our main not of the group character, I don't even know his name in the movie. Security guard. What was it? George. McKelty Williamson, who, I recognize that name right away, but I also forgot just how many films he's been in that we've covered. And like, if we don't have a 5-timers club for actors because it's too hard to keep track of that because so many people repeat across a franchise, but this guy's been in a lot that we've done. So he was in Free Willy 1 and Free Willy 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Species 2. He was in Purge Election Year and this movie. So that is, 5 movies.
That's a lot.
4 franchises.
That's great. That's great.
So yeah, good to see him. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, the rest of these people have not been in barely anything or not much of note, and just like
The acting is
yeah.
real bad.
And we just don't know anything even about the 2 main characters. We literally know nothing about them.
They're in college, according to the Wikipedia.
Yeah, right. This is
Away for a semester.
that doesn't. Yeah,
That's unclear.
Not even the movie.
I will say that what's her face is good in For All Mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chantel Van Santen.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, another fun piece of trivia that I found out is that Ashley Tisdale apparently auditioned for both this movie and the last one and was rejected.
Oh, boy.
But good for her, honestly, because High School
funny.
Musical. Come on.
This one to me, other than like, I guess, the CG budget and some of the effects, I'm like, it really feels like a TV movie. It's
It
like
does.
really not very good.
Except for the gratuitous nudity as well.
Yeah, that too. Which was like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, Mechanic Fence is.
Mechanic Fence. Spoilers.
Mechanic Fence.
Yeah.
Was this a cool death in 3D?
It was cool because
Okay.
the skin, it was really gross.
But also,
honestly.
like, that's not a real kind of fence.
No. A diamond tipped fence?
Like a slice of metal sheet, but also in
The
like
force was so-
in a diamond shapes. Like it would just be like a regular.
So I have a
Chain
bone,
link
I have a bone
fence.
to
Yeah.
pick with this death because it starts with like, hell yeah, there is like welders and sparks and
Yeah.
saws. We're at a
Something's
custom
gonna
shop.
happen.
Like all this stuff happens. And then like they kind of set some of that stuff up. And then the guy just walks outside.
He was like, well, it's not. I guess it's not my time.
And then they just talk. They have a whole conversation. And then it's like, some random thing happens. And
I did both appreciate.
it's not even that complicated.
and-
Carbon dioxide tank launches him through a metal grid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did both laugh and I guess appreciate this movie's attempt to somehow deal with mental health in a way that none of the others have. Like the guy's like, I'm really messed up because I saw my wife die right in front of me. Like I'm having such a hard time. But he's like pouring his heart out.
Yeah.
And then George is like, well, I'm really messed up because I killed my wife and daughter in a drunk driving accident, and now I'm sober, and you'll get through it, man. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna get through
And
this.
that other guy should have been like, that is not the same.
Yeah, totally.
Like, at all.
Well, and also, like, I feel like this is always a horrible. I mean, just for me, I guess I have a very fatalistic view of it. But every time this is a plot point for any character in anything, like I killed my family because I was drunk driving.
Yeah.
I immediately am just like, well, just kill yourself. I'm like, what are you even alive for?
There's probably some jail time in there as well.
I mean, just end it.
I've been trying to kill myself all day.
Yeah, exactly. Like he should have done that before the race. TBH,
I've been
like.
trying to kill myself all day. I mean, that's
Well,
not funny.
that was interesting.
Funny in the.
I mean, the fact that he has that point, though, I guess does allow us later to have this thing, which they've never tried to do before. They've never had someone actually try to kill themselves to change the order.
This is the part of the podcast where I have to say that if you've done something terrible that you feel like you can't live with, don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Even though this is a horrible thing, I did think that it would have made for a very funny comedic montage to see him trying to kill himself.
Yeah,
and
no,
like
show us
knowing
that.
knowing the rules of this movie, knowing that he can't do it, but seeing all the different ways it like fails and all.
It
this
would have
stuff.
been amazing, to watch death prevent it, like
Yeah.
like a Rube Goldberg.
Like, not today, not yet,
It's
not
never
yet.
even been clear that that's part of it.
No.
Like if somebody died,
Well,
you know,
and if
like,
that's the case, then I'm going to rob some banks.
yeah. I do think like now that we're on this thing where he's like, trying to kill himself, I do think that's like probably the only interesting new thing that this movie brings, the idea of like that, all these movies we're watching these characters and it's all about them. They're the only people that survive, nothing else. And this one brings in the interesting wrinkle where it's like, they think it's all about them, but wait, there's like a totally random other person that they didn't even know somehow survived.
Yeah.
And he's technically part of the chain, but they don't even know.
which honestly,
And we
that's
need-
so stupid that they think they've won. Like we skipped a
Yeah.
lot, but
Well,
yeah,
it's just funny because they're so self-centered and
Yeah.
the movies obviously are always focused on these group of people that you never think like maybe there's someone else had survived.
It's like, well, yeah, and that's why you have to cut away and then to have a whole sequence where there's an old man in some sort of suspended animation watching a bathtub fill up.
Yeah. I think I have a clip for that.
Be back in a few minutes. Get you into that tub.
I thought that was a funny.
Is that like this poor motherfucker? Like he has to like, hey, we're gonna put you in like a bouncy baby rig, and you're gonna be shirtless, and you're gonna start looking like you need to act horrified.
And you need to say some racist shit.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
And this room fills up with so much water.
so much water. Okay, wait. We gotta go back and talk about car wash pool.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
So we get a very vague premonition that is all about water in various ways.
Hands.
There's you actually see the like pool drainage thing, and then I think you see like the burst pipe like spilling water on your face in 3D.
Yeah.
And they're totally unsure who is next or whatever. Still, as Ela said, and so they call
Even after they've broken in to the thing, went back to the crash site. He's tried to piece it together. They've watched the footage.
Yeah. Still
He's
unclear.
really bad at it.
Yeah.
Compared to all of our other
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who have had visions over the years.
But yeah, they call and they're just like, stay away from any water anywhere.
He's at the pool and she's at the car wash, and they can't even really reach either of them successfully.
I have so many complaints about this pool
So
sequence.
the pool thing, it definitely is the funniest, like most unrealistic death there has been the entire time.
This is one where
I
I
think.
told Gloria, I was like, I don't know if this is like actually happened in real life or is this like a urban myth.
No,
that,
it's
like,
completely made up. Well,
Yeah.
especially because these
Okay.
little things are saying 100 PSI or 160 PSI, and I Googled it, and that's like the amount of air pressure you would use to like blow up a large tire.
Well, and
It's
most,
not-
and most, like, to drain a pool, you have to buy a pump. Like, pools don't
Yeah.
have drains. I was saying this, and someone that I was watching this movie with was like, no, a lot of kids in the 90s died this way. And I was like,
That's
what
what
are
I-
you talking about?
Well, I had always heard like, yeah, some kid got his butt stuck on the thing. Yeah, like, and
yeah, but
so,
you would just drown. It wouldn't take your entrails.
Well,
It
that's
wouldn't
not
reverse
how
your
the-
body.
That's not
and
how the
spit you
story
out the
went.
thing.
So
Okay,
that's
like-
why I was like, I think it's maybe an
That
urban,
is actually not the
legend.
complaint I have about this
Okay.
pool. Like, what the fuck is this pool? It's a public pool, I guess.
But
that's
with a cabana that
that's
you
ju-
can
that's just
fuck
full
in.
of hot ladies. Yeah, and it's like there's like kids like playing with squirt guns, and he's like fucking in a cabana. It's like, what?
I do
is
think
this?
that was
like he's
insane,
at
yeah.
like the rec center. Like, what the fuck is this?
I assumed he like snuck into a resort or something.
No, it was like a rec center,
No, it's
yeah.
by a golf course, so I guess it's supposed to
Oh,
be like
you're
a
right.
country
Club?
club. But
It does
this
say
is,
it's a country club.
This is a rec center. Like, it's very weird.
I did think it was odd because I thought at first that they were in like a hotel room or something, and then he walks out of the
Yeah, and it's like a
It's
cabana.
insane.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure
like,
everyone
also-
would be able to hear that.
Also, his whole thing is just like after they're like, oh, you're gonna die, and it's not that he doesn't believe them. He's like, yeah, I guess we might. I guess I'm gonna go do what I do best: have sex.
Well, it's also unclear
He
if they
says,
were
like,
a
if I'm
couple
dying,
too.
I'm trying.
Like
or
it
something
seemed like
that.
it was two couples, and then as soon as she's like, "I'm annoying," he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go have sex." Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it
No,
just-
they are a
yeah.
couple at this point. I think.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought they were or had previously dated or something. Yeah.
Oh, what
I
a
don't know.
mess. So, anyways, yeah, his entire
It doesn't
innards
matter.
gets sucked out and then spit out of the.
It's pretty gross. Like they show his back like contracting really grossly.
There is a part of it. There's a part of it that is like that part's dumb. I do think like drowning in a pool where like everyone is like, or like his friends literally standing at the top, like looking around.
Yeah.
And like he's down at the bottom. Like that part's like there's a part of that that's like that's harrowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, be safe in pools.
Wait, so did a bunch of kids actually die in the 90s that way?
I looked up hot tub death of like she's like hot, and it was like I read a bunch of studies about like a bunch of Finnish people like getting drunk and dying, but I didn't find anything. I think it's an urban legend.
Okay.
And then this person was like, "I'll send you the articles." I'm like, "Okay, I have not."
It teaches you, just don't have lucky coins. Yeah, there's no reason to have a lucky coin. You're gonna get sucked down a drain.
Yeah. So the car wash one, honestly, I completely lost all sympathy for this girl because all of the actions she takes to try and save herself from the car wash death are so incredibly stupid.
Just open the door.
Open the door. Like, what? Why would you try to go through the sunroof and get your head stuck?
It's the
and then the whole time her head is stuck, she never thinks to maybe turn her head sideways.
No, she does a lot of.
Okay, that sounds like your wicked war cry.
Okay, hold on. I'm on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
It says, I'm on the Wikipedia for pool suction drain industry. In 1993, 5-year-old Valerie Lakey was disemboweled by a kiddie pool when her bottom became stuck to the drain.
And the kiddie pool.
Neither turning off the pump nor the strength of 4 adults dislodged her. The drain cover manufacturer claimed the cover was improperly installed.
Okay, so it's a thing.
It says she survived without most of her small intestine and large intestine and received a $30.9 million settlement.
So she survived.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there's
there's a bunch of other people
opportunity.
who died from entrapment due to faulty drain covers.
Yeah, but it doesn't suck their insides out.
Well, she was disemboweled.
Yeah,
That's
but
what it says.
only her bowel, not her his entire body was turned
It said
into...
most of her small and large intestine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It looked like it sucked out his intestines.
It did, yeah, but also everything else.
I mean, that's certainly where this came from.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
It could happen to you.
But yeah, the car wash thing is stupid. Also, I don't think that even if the car had moved forward, I think it just would have made her head really clean. I don't think it would have beheaded her.
It probably would have hurt.
Nothing would have happened.
It would have hurt, but I don't think it would have killed her. It's like a bunch of bristles.
The movie would have beheaded her, yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's a cool image seeing her going like, no, with the spinning thing.
All she has to do is turn her head sideways and go into
It's a giant toothbrush.
Oops.
Yeah. So
she
very
survives.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, she survives. Which he didn't even know really that she was in there, and he just drove into the.
It could have just been like, oh, airbag dead.
Could have been anyone else, and he's like, just go to the car wash and drive into the exit and push the car back. Like, okay, I don't know.
It actually would have been better if she just drowned in the car. That would have been like crazier to me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen in other movies that they kicked out the windshield to get away from that sitcom runaway truck.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So
then they're like, oh, we got to get to the hospital because there's this other random guy.
Well, this is where they like save her and they think like, hey, we fixed it.
Hey, we fixed it, yeah.
Or we at least skipped someone, so now it might be someone else's turn.
Mm-hmm. Then they have hospital leak.
Yep, hospital guy who gets crushed by the tub. He's like crawling like, I'm gonna escape, and gets crushed.
And then it's just like, they're like, we did it.
Now
for no reason.
Now it's done.
For no particular reason. They're like, we did it, and cheers.
And then this guy who's this whole thing is like, I'm not gonna drink. He's like champagne toast.
No, it was apple cider. They very specifically said that. And because I remember laughing because the girl was like, delicious, like apple cider.
That's right. He did say that. I remember when it was they did like an overhead shot of him opening. I'm like, wait, now he's drinking? Like,
this is where like, okay, so then when like they're leaving the hospital, Nick has another premonition. And he's like,
he bowls another strike.
Yeah. And he's like, oh no, we gotta stop something. And like immediately George gets hit by an ambulance out of nowhere. And you're just like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, this is when I was like, the visions are a real unhelpful stretch because his vision was of a 3D snake. Like, and then the fact that he saw that means that the ambulance killed him because it had that like medical thing on the side. Yeah, like
a snake crawling on a bar and then blood around it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
meant that guy was gonna get hit by an ambulance. Okay, like whatever.
Not that someone's gonna get bit by a snake. Yeah.
And then is this the first time we've had a second like fake out, very long fake out thing?
Well, there was a second fake out in the third one.
Oh, okay.
At the very end, but
but
it did not turn into a whole
but it wasn't a whole.
sequence.
It wasn't a multi-death thing. Yeah.
It was
just the train.
Yeah, but there like it was a multi-death thing, but like she didn't get a chance to stop it.
Yes, yeah.
She just was like, "Oh fuck, we're gonna die," and then
yeah.
it was
So this is all like the ambulance is a fake out technically, but then it just happens again immediately, and then then from the ambulance he runs to the movie theater.
Yeah, because the two girls are like The one girl the entire fucking movie is like, why the hell did we go to this stupid racetrack where I wanted to see this movie? I meant to see this movie. At the end of the movie, she's like, I'm not getting out of this seat because I want to see Love Lies.
No, that's not it. It's Here Lies Love Lies Bleeding. It's a film starring Kristen Stewart.
It's called Love Lies Dying or something like that.
But the funniest part of that, he's like, sounds like a chick flick. And then like this movie apparently has explosions.
It's like Die Hard or something. Yeah. There's all this like horrible voiceover, like you're gonna die now. And it's
also these two ladies are talking profusely in this theater. Yeah.
Oh, also, the car wash was only $2.75. I wanted to mention that.
You get what you pay for.
2009. That's pretty.
You get what you pay for.
And she paid with the exact change.
Yeah. Okay. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah. Also, why are the 3D glasses aviators like style? Have you ever had 3D glasses that were that shape?
Nope.
No.
I don't think so. And they're in theater 13.
No.
But this one's funny because it's a 3D movie.
Yeah.
So they're
doing
doing
the part that kills them is when is when the explosion from the movie.
There's construction happening right behind the screen that no one can hear. I guess.
Yes.
It's not annoying or anything. They're converting it into a 40X theater.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because we were literally talking about it the day before because they just announced that AMC is going to get 40X. So we had this whole debate. I'm like, which Burbank is going to have construction to get the 40X theater? And then we see all this thing about movie theater construction.
And it's hilarious. Like, right when there's an explosion in the movie, the actual screen explodes and everyone dies. But in this one, Nick is like, has a premonition. He gets to the mall. He's running around screaming, you gotta get out of here. We gotta go. It's gonna explode, blah, blah, blah. And the one girl's like, I'm not fucking moving. And then they get out and it explodes. And I was laughing really hard because there's all these hilarious explosions and you see like people's bodies going flying like really, really cheesily like into stuff. And like the theater guy's like, get out of here. And like the whole, like it turns into like the entire mall exploding basically. And like shit is happening. People are falling over the edge of the like second floor into the fountains and stuff.
They also like this whole thing where there's a giant air conditioner being like carried up above the mall, and that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
The theater explodes. The one girl dies, but he got the other girl to leave.
Yes,
and then we have the escalator situation.
Yeah. They get on the escalator, which I think in that situation you should probably take the stairs.
Yeah.
But a bunch of people are on the escalator. A bunch of people like just fall off the side, but she gets caught. She gets caught and gets eaten by the elevator.
And the very hungry escalator.
Which I watched a little bit of the behind the scenes. They made like a fake leg filled with blood that they just like fed into a real escalator.
Oh my God.
Like once, and they filmed it.
Also, there's no way that. I mean, I've never seen the inner workings of an escalator. They do not look like that.
No.
There's no way.
A medieval torture device now.
Yeah.
And it just was funny. Like, why can't he can't pull her up? Or I don't understand what's happening there. Why? She's like, I don't know. She gets sucked in and it's really gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
And hilarious.
Well, also earlier, her shoelace got cut in the escalator, but it broke when they reached the top or whatever. But also, I was like, why don't you just take your foot out of the shoe?
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's a tip for all our listeners. If that ever happens to you, just take your shoe off.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
So I think this is all part of the premonition, anyways. And so he because then he actually goes there and stops the whole thing, right?
Yeah, he goes to the
And he
construction
saves
site.
he saves everyone.
Yeah.
He saves everyone by
He gets nail gunned. His hand gets
Yeah.
nail gunned.
Yeah.
That sucks.
but he still is able to like stop the like multiple ways of it trying to blow up the
Yeah.
theater, and
He interferes with death's design.
then at the end they all meet up at their Death by Caffeine coffee shop that they keep going to. And they all get hit by a truck at the end.
It's the dumbest.
They
fucking
unfortunately
thing.
don't get saved by Peter Parker's Spidey sense. they die the same way. Like it's a very similar scene where it's like a car coming through the cafe window, and they die. And it turns in there. Yeah, they're like, we ran out of money. We're gonna turn it back into the opening credits kind of thing, and we see what happened to them in X-ray footage.
It's not even a fake out. Like it's just one of those things where it's just like, why?
I don't know.
Everyone always thinks they read up all on the internet about everyone having these premonitions, and none of them are like, you know what? I think we're still gonna die in the end because all the other people died in the end. Why are we different? I don't know.
Insanity.
Okay, there's some alternate endings.
Oh,
On the Blu-ray, there's alternate
Let's talk
endings.
about them.
Okay, one of them is really stupid. The other one's like a full alternate ending. But
Okay.
one of them, there's an alternate ending where it's really terrible. But like basically one of the ideas for the endings was just like that Nick also gets eaten by the escalator, and that's just how it ends. No premonition. They both get sucked into the escalator. That's it.
Okay.
They don't even have the footage of it. It's just like she gets sucked in, and then he goes, no, and then the whole screen goes like blood.
He's like, oh no, me too.
Yeah. Okay, but now there's another ending that's labeled like original ending. So
Okay.
this is like what was originally supposed to happen. So in the original ending, Nick goes to the mall after having the premonition, and instead of it's so stupid. I don't know. It's like instead of doing what we see in the movie, he like does something similar to like what Devon Sawa did, and he like says like, I'm gonna like sacrifice myself to save everybody, blah blah blah. So he like runs up to the like upper floor of the mall, grabs like one of those gas tanks or whatever, and jumps out the window. Jumps out the window like, yeah, and jumps out the window, and it blows up this car, and that in turn like sets off like all the alarms at the mall and evacuates everyone. And while the two girls are like walking out, they're like, oh my God, we're fine or whatever. While they're walking out, they're like, I can't believe he did this, da da da. That giant cement thing falls on them and they get crushed. And like the one girl's arm like goes like speeding towards the camera, like in 3D, like it would be 3D. And her arm is holding like a soft drink, like up at the camera. That's the original ending.
Product placement.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
So it's really goofy, him jumping out the window like that. I don't know. It's funny. They shot the whole. That was like fully shot and everything.
Also, is it a real thing that there is some material in a can that says spontaneously combustible? Combustible, yes.
Yeah, like
But
at
like,
any
if it
minute,
was spontaneously combustible, why
Get
would
it-
you
yeah,
have it at
don't-
all?
Yeah, don't get.
at any minute it could blow up for no reason.
I mean, maybe that's a real thing in science. I don't know, but like,
don't think so. I don't.
Whoa! You guys bought the spontaneously combustible one? Why? We don't need that anxiety.
How? Okay.
That's it. That's the end.
it. I was gonna say, how many bowling alley animation premonitions would you give the Final Destination?
Bowling alley animation premonitions.
That's right.
I really want to give this one like a 1, but I think I will give it maybe like 2 because some of the deaths are kind of some of them are kind of interesting, but it's just like this one is really rough, and I remember not liking it when it first came out and just being like, ooh boy, that was not great. I did remember liking the ending a little bit more because it gets a little crazy with the escalator.
Yeah.
And I thought the escalator death was fun and gross. And the 3D was fun at the moment, because it wasn't like everyone was sick of 3D yet. It was kind of cool, and made things a little bit more interesting. But the acting's really bad. It's all just like, feels like a paint by numbers Final Destination movie. There's no real connections to anything. So as far as like sequels go for us too, it's like, it feels like a total one-off basically. So it's not interesting in that aspect. And I just think like, yeah, when you rewatch it without any of the 3D, it's just like, everything looks awful.
Yeah.
I also was gonna give it 2. 3D
Pretty bad.
bowling alley animations because, yeah, it's just like all the characters are so lame and forgettable. And I mean, I don't give it a 1 or 0 just because, like I said, I do think that the suicide idea was interesting. I wish that had been like way bigger part of the movie, or some other inventive ways that they could think about trying to get around this thing. But and then obviously no Tony Todd is a big bummer because we haven't seen him in a minute, and it's just like really bad. And just the characters are so horrible. All of them are horrible. I didn't even care if any of them died.
It's like fine for you to like hate some of the characters and want them to die, but not
not
all of them.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's like
what are we
there's-
even
There was
watching?
no emotion or anything to latch onto. It's really rough. Yeah.
Anyway,
You guys bowl. I don't want to rent shoes. I'll just.
I don't want to think about it.
No, not even gonna rate it.
Oh damn, that's rough.
Yikes.
That is crazy.
unprecedented.
Yeah, well, like I said, this one still did pretty well. And
It's that 3D pricing juice.
This is just like the time in movies where they thought like, okay, let's get a boost by saying it's the last one because there's no life left in this.
Yeah.
And it was before they, Hollywood realized like, no, you never say it's the last one ever. It'll never be the end. Nothing can ever end.
And I think
The final reckoning doesn't even mean.
I think they must have been, so it's still, like, as of right now, it's still the highest grossing Final Destination film. Yeah. Also probably because of those bonus 3D prices.
That's right.
But, my guess is that they were probably like, wait, what? People still like these? Okay, let's make another one. Because it's not like there was a long gap in between.
Yeah.
The next one comes, just 2 years later. Final Destination 5 in 2011. So we will be back talking about that soon enough. And I'm actually... I like that one more. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. Because you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it.
Okay, don't look up anything.
Although I think Leon ruined something for me.
No!
Leon has seen it? Oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
We should have forced him to come
Don't
on.
say it, because...
I won't, yes.
I don't want to say even what anything is.
I don't
so
know anything about it.
It's cool.
And
I like it.
I won't look it up.
Don't do it.
Do I have
All
a guest? We can have Leon. I can yell at him.
Yeah. We do have a guest
Okay.
next time.
We do, yeah. He will not come, even if you've tried to force him. So we've tried before.
That's right. Well, I think that's going to bring us to the end of the Final Destination. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Eliz, where can people reach out if they want in the meantime?
Yeah, I reach out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights. And actually, I don't even know why I keep saying Twitter out of just habit, but I have not looked at our Twitter in like forever.
We should delete it.
We should, yeah.
We don't use
Although
it.
I do still use it to sometimes click on links of Twitter. Because I deleted my own Twitter. So anyway.
I see.
We're at Sequel Rights. And then email us at sequelrights@gmail.com.
Yeah, we mostly use the email and the Instagram. That's
Don't make us make a Substack. We will.
get on Blue Sky.
Get on that
I
Blue
wish I
Sky.
should just make that.
Yeah. We'll get some skeets out there.
That's right.
I will not call them that. Anyway.
Tyler.
Rate, review wherever you're listening. Go check out Scream if you haven't. Lots of other fun. There's plenty of Chucky and Devon Sawa out there as well. If that's your fancy.
And don't forget to check out the Magic Mind gummies. We generally like them. And, if you, one thing you should know too about the company before we go, they have a money back guarantee. So if you don't like the gummies or the drink when you try it, you can, return it. No questions asked. But in the meantime, you can go try the gummies for 25% off right now. If you go to magicmind.com/SRightsGM and use the code SRights25 on that website. And, we can't leave you guys without an AI-generated song. I know AI is terrible, but I don't know. We're just using it for laughs. We're not trying to harm anybody or do anything stupid. But you know what? This week, I just didn't really like this movie, and I knew I wasn't going to like it. So I kind of was like, I told the AI, just write a song about how terrible the movie is. And so here you go. I think the song is called Final Destination Sucks. So you can enjoy that right now while you guys wait until we see you guys next time to discuss Final Destination 5. The numbers are back.
Yeah.
See you guys then.
The plot was really basic. The acting was really basic. The directing was really that's beside the point. They killed off every character at the end of the movie, so there's no point in watching it, 'cause none of it matters. You could say that about any movie, but it's more true for this one, 'cause they're all supposed to be connected, but the plot holes are gaping wide open. Final Destination is great, and Final Destination 2 is great, and Final Destination 3 is great, but the Final Destination really isn't great. They really let the